And here it is, guys, the brand new 2024 Mercedes Benz CLE53. Now, a few months ago, I've done the CLE450, which is a brand new model for 2024. No longer we have the C Coupes or the E Coupes. Mercedes combined them into one. And in my opinion, they took the best out of both of them. And especially with this model, this is by far my favorite coupe from Mercedes-Benz right now. And today, thanks to Mercedes-Benz of Bonito Springs, I'm going to take in a complete tour of this vehicle. So we're going to check this out as far as the design, engine, technology, and the test drive. Of course, if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's get back to this. And here it is, guys, the sexiest looking Mercedes-Benz in my book right now. Let's take a look and see what we have on this CLE53. First of all, if you like the color of it, they call it MANUFAKTUR Alpine Gray, and it looks absolutely fantastic. We also have a completely new design of the hood, including this hot air exhaust right on top, and the lights, digital LED lights from Mercedes-Benz, very nice and bright right here at the top. You see the daytime running lights, turn signals, and scrolling down here you have this AMG styling, nicely encased, and this piano black with this MANUFAKTUR gray. It looks absolutely fantastic. Of course, these are the curtains on the side and the Pan America grille with the huge Mercedes star. Front view camera right on top of this nose. We have the AMG badge and another one right here on the side. Down at the bottom we have this piano black splitter. Overall, a very masculine and powerful look to this vehicle. Let's pop the hood and see what it is. Underneath here, you'll find an AMG enhanced inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine producing 443 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque with hybrid assist. Now, it's mated to an AMG speed shift 9-speed automatic transmission, and it is a 4MATIC Plus, which means that it's an all-wheel drive. It also has the ride control and it has the rear wheel steering. Let's check this out. See the bracing around here for that better rigidity. And of course, you have the AMG logo right on top. Now, the hood is propped up by 2 hood struts, and we have the both sound and heat insulation. And here, this is open in case you didn't believe me, and it has the dual latch for better safety and security. And here on the side, it looks more masculine, more sporty, more aggressive than the regular CLE. When I first saw the CLE, I liked the overall shape of it, but it was just plain, right? Until AMG got their hands on it, and now we have this absolutely gorgeous looking vehicle. It's beefier, it's sportier, it's wider. I think it's got the wider fender flares. Maybe it's just my impression of it, but here, first of all, the wheel and tire setup. We have 20-inch AMG multi-spoke wheels, behind which you have this huge rotors, red painted calipers. And as far as the tires, we have the staggered tires. In the front, we have 265 by 35 ZR rated Michelin Pilot S5 tires, and these are very sticky tires, by the way. So in the back, we have 295 by 30, so a little bit lower profile, and definitely the wider blueprint in the back. We also have this trim right here in piano black. That is an active air exhaust. That air that gets channeled through from the front gets expelled through here. Turbo 4MATIC Plus. It is an all-wheel drive vehicle with the rear biased. Now, as far as the mirrors, we have the piano black mirror caps, turn signals, blind spot assist, and we have the rear view camera, or the side view camera, I should say. Piano black around the windows, chrome on top of the door handles, and we have this extended side skirt that we didn't see on the regular CLE 450 that I've done, definitely making this vehicle look more dynamic than this. But let's check it out and see how it looks from the back. Well, it sounds great. Not as good as the V8, and hopefully, maybe, I don't know, but I suspect that the CLE63, when it comes out, might have the V8 engine. Now, we were hoping for it for the C63, and the rumors were they're going to be 4-cylinder, and the rumors came through. I hope that they're not going to make the same mistake, and they're going to put an actual V8 engine in the CLE63 if there's one that's going to come out. But overall, a great looking vehicle. A great powertrain, especially with this being a 4MATIC Plus. It could be a daily driver. We're going to check this out at the end of this video. By the way, guys, I apologize. I'm sweating. It's 100 degrees out here in Florida. We're outside, so hope you don't mind. But brand new lights, taillights, nice, bright, all LEDs connected by this piano black trim. A small trunklet spoiler, AMG on one side, the CLE53 on the other side. Right here underneath this star, that's where the camera hides. That's the camera housing. It opens up, revealing the camera. So it keeps it clean, keeps it out of the elements. Down here at the bottom, I like how they set this all up. We have the dual exhaust tips on both sides. So dual exhaust tips, piano black diffuser at the bottom. Again, adds to that sportiness of the vehicle, but not only the looks, but also it is functional. Now let's pop the trunk open. Let's see what we have there. We also get this brand new AMG fob. So AMG logo right here, unlock and open the trunk. Of course, the power trunklet. Let's see what we have. All right, so up on top, you have the close and lock. You also have the emergency release button, and we have quite a bit of storage, to be honest with you, for a coupe. Not bad at all. Underneath here, you have just a bit more storage, but no spare tire on this one. The seats can be folded down. It looks like it is a 40-20-40 split. And right here, you have an additional hook for your groceries if you desire. Let's take a look at what's going on the interior. Here it is, guys. Got it out of the sun so you can see in the taillights right here. They're all nice LED, right? And also here in the front, since we didn't have a chance to actually look at the lights when they're on, here it is, this digital lights from Mercedes Benz. Absolutely amazing. We're gonna get inside and show you the rest of this interior, but before we do that, see, it's got this big panoramic sunroof in black, and let's hear the sound of the closing door. It's actually not bad at all, considering it doesn't have a frame on top. Look how great this interior looks. But first, let's take a look at this door panel. So this is, of course, all soft materials right here, all premium materials. Right on top, we have the seat adjustments. We also have the 3 different memory seat settings. We have the heated, ventilated seats, lock on, lock mirror, and window controls, Burmeister stereo, and the trunk opening. A little bit more storage out here, and we have a lot of ambient lighting that's all throughout this vehicle. Now the seats, nicely sculpted, but they're not super aggressive. They're the AMG seats. Let me pull this up a little bit so you can see it better here. AMG seats, nicely bolstered, but these are not the race seats, which, by the way, you can opt it in for one if you wanted to. AMG lit up on the door sill. Now let's get inside. I'll show the rest of this interior. Here it is, guys, the interior of this brand new CLE53 AMG. Absolutely amazing. Let's check this out. I like this carbon fiber trim. You have a little bit of polished aluminum, lots of ambient lighting inside of it. You have the oval advanced head-up display right on top of here. And look at the steering wheel, nice and sporty AMG steering wheel. 2 bars right here. On the bars, we have the home button and, you know, different up and down sideways button that controls what's going on in the instrument cluster. Down here at the bottom, you have the dynamic cruise control, and on the right hand side, again, this home button, the same kind of setup, but that controls what's going on in this big screen right here. And then we have the favorite button, volume button, phone hang up, pickup button, voice control, and then we have those dials, so typical to the AMG vehicles. Let's see, of this, it's multifunction. Right now, you can turn off the traction control, okay? Or I can switch it off to a different mode. Let's see. AMG Dynamics, okay? We can go for Pro, Master, Basic, Advanced, you know, can change that. And on the other side, you can switch your driving gears to dynamic sport gears. So sport plus, race mode, and then we can also have the individual. We can individualize yourself, and the snow mode, the slippery mode. So it's got the reduced power, help you go through that snow with ease if you live in the area as such. Like behind here, you have those big pedal shifters, right? So down and up on the other side. And of course, a fully digital instrument cluster. Multiple different configurations are available. You can go to the home screen here and choose from classic, sport, super sport, etc. If you want to see what's going on in the head-up display, again, you can change that up here. Several different settings. We're going to go back here. I'm actually going to leave it in sport, super sport. Look at this. This is like, you know, going into this sport. Content unavailable in the current position. But anyways, this gives you everything that you need if you're doing dynamic driving. So it gives you all the temperatures, you know, the coolant, the transmission temperature, the oil temperature. And on the right-hand side, you can see your settings. Right now we have the dynamic engine mode. We have the Pro as far as the AMG Dynamic, Sport Plus suspension, powerful exhaust, and you have the Sport handling mode. And here you have your RPMs. Boom. Look at this. Look what's happening here. All right. We can also change this too. This is a Super Sport. So here's another one. Look at this. Again, I love the animation of it. I love what they've done to it. And definitely the sound is speaker enhanced, especially on the interior. Now, we have this big screen. This is the new generation of Mercedes Benz. I think a couple of years ago, they started with the S-Class. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, so you get the home screen and kind of icons like on the cell phone or tablet. So you have the phone navigation, and navigation is really, really nice. You can select it different ways, by points of interest, by voice, you know, however you want to do it. Go back to the main screen. We have the radio, and of course, we have the, as far as the radio, let's see what we have. The FM, AM, and Sirius XM. So you have the satellite radio as well. Plus, you have other options, right? For the media, you can play it from your USB. Different apps, Mercedes Me. Go back to comfort settings. So you have the ambient lighting, seat kinetics. Again, 64 colors. You can change it. As you can see how it changes everywhere on the vehicle as I'm playing around with it. You can also have the multicolor brightness, different effects, etc. So another performance. Here's a performance vehicle. So you can see this vehicle has the rear steering and the front steering. Now we can only see the front once we stop. Once we start driving, you know, the rear can be adjusted as well. But you can leave that on and while you're driving. And here's the engine. So on the right hand side, you have the power, you have the horsepower. On the left hand side, you have the torque. Look at this. Look at those waves. I love how it does it. Okay, absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, we have the IWC. We have that watch display. That looks amazing. I'm used to seeing those in like the C classes, the AMG-63. They actually had the regular IWC watch. This one looks awesome. You can start, stop it. Here's your timer, reset it. So if you are racing or doing anything like this, you can actually have it time you if you want to. Go back to the main settings. We have the devices, of course, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. We have the Vivaldi browser, and down here at the bottom, this is your climate control. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I covered it in detail in many other Mercedes-Benz. Similar setup, pretty much the same. And here you click the AMG, and it takes you to the dynamic select mode. So you can see right now we have the comfort and moderate comfort and basic. Can you change that? So even in regular preset modes, you can play around with it and actually change that a little bit. I can also turn on that more aggressive exhaust. Go to the dynamic.
To use this function, you have to.
Okay, we're gonna turn off the Hey Mercedes.
I'm listening. Could you repeat that, please?
I think I just turned that off. Okay. But anyways, where were we? We're in the settings. So as far as the vehicle settings, driving comfort, occupant position, protection, open and close. So we have the acoustic lock, mirror folding, dynamic select. So once you push that, again, going back to here, drive, suspension, dynamics, and as you select the different modes, Sport Plus, We also have the race mode. So everything is, you know, in a very aggressive mode here in the race mode. I'm probably not going to test it out in this because it's a brand new vehicle. So we're going to have some respect for it. But down here at the bottom, again, here is your camera. So now we have the different camera settings. This is your front view camera, your rear view camera. Okay, looking really good. Then you can take a look at it from both sides. Left side from the vehicle. And you can see the overall view of this vehicle. Now I'm in this parking structure right here. Look at this. Those GLEs back there, or GLSs, look awfully big comparing to this CLE. Of course, this is just an animation. Not a good one either. But, well, this is your rear view camera, or camera system, I should say. And now, pressing the button right here on this little vehicle opens up the different functions, like the functions that you normally use the most. And you have the toggle switches. So you can turn on or off your head-up display, Parktronic, seat belt feeder, active steering assist, auto lane change, interior protection, towaway alarm, block trunk access, and you can go to all settings if you want to. That takes you back to the screen that we were before. All right, then you have the hazard lights. You have the fingerprint reader. You can turn it off, mute the volume or adjust the volume. And down here, okay, you can close it if you don't want to see it, but let me shine some light on it. And I can see it a little bit better. This is all piano black, some aluminum trim back here. We have some carbon fiber looking really, really good. Let's open this up and let's see what's going on. So we have the cup holders. Now down here, yes, that's wireless charging. We also have the USB Type-C, and you can open up this middle console, revealing more storage to USB Type-C. Ports over here, down on, actually up on top, you have this frameless mirror. Nothing too special about it. You have the 3 buttons for the HomeLink system, and you can turn on or off the lights. We're going to turn these off right now. But we have the light control, the rear lights, Mercedes Me, SOS button. This is how you open this huge panoramic sunroof. Slide it open, and you have the windscreen. Looking really good. Definitely adding a lot of light and air inside of this brand new CLE53. Guys, it looks absolutely amazing. Well, let's talk about pricing and see how it drives. The CLE for 2024 model year has 3 different models. We have the CLE300, 450, and 53. Now, the CLE300 has the least powerful 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, 255 horsepower. That's also the cheapest of them all. That starts at about $56,500. The 450 starts at $65,650. Comes with a 3-liter inline turbo 6-cylinder engine, basically a similar engine to what we have right now, 375 horsepower, 4.2 seconds 0 to 60. Now, we have the inline 6 AMG enhanced with a hybrid assist on this one, the CLE53 Coupe, of course, and that starts at $72,800. Now, this particular one has a sticker of over $80,000, and that's because it has the beautiful color for $1,750, the Alpine gray. It has the black Nappa leather with gray stitching. That's $2,590. We also have the AMG carbon fiber trim, which is $975. I'm going to list all of this in the description of this video, but the total MSRP $89,775. So it's really easy to go crazy with them. This one is pretty much loaded. I don't know if there's any other things that you can add to it. It has the race mode, it's got the red calipers, or it's got everything. So it's a beautiful vehicle. It's great to look at, and it's also great sounding. Well, let's see how it drives. Before we take it on the road, let's take a look and see how this vehicle turns. I see an empty parking lot here that we're going to be able to check that out and see how good the turning radius is. Most of the Mercedes are pretty darn good. I mean, they have, and this one especially, I mean, it has the rear steering in addition to the regular steering. We're going to check that out and see. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a quarter, and go make a full circus in this tight parking lot. And yes, we can. We also can see of the turning that this vehicle has. So right now I have the screen on that shows me the steering wheel 13 degrees, 30 degrees in the front, 2 degrees in the back. I think it goes to about 2.5 degrees in the back. Definitely helpful, especially if you're doing some cornering, if you have this windy road, it's going to come in handy. We're in the Sport Plus mode, fully automatic mode. By the way, these dials here at the bottom are really useful. You can change a lot of settings on the fly here. And we're going to stop right here. There's nobody behind me. Let's see how it drives. Wow. This thing is amazing. Now, it is a 4MATIC, so it gets traction right away. This hybrid says that 50 horsepower, or actually 70 horsepower more than the 450. It's very noticeable on this vehicle. It basically flies and it gets traction. 4MATIC, so important. I mean, I like the rear-wheel drive vehicles. To me, personally, I like the four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive vehicles. So as far as handling here, we're going to put it in the more civilized mode and the comfort mode. Then let's say I want to pass this guy up. I'm going to hit it and still no issues. I mean, it gets right away to speed. The shifts are crispy. Now, the transmission might be a slightly bit slower than I've seen like on the AMG GT, but then we had this big V8 on it. So that's a little bit different driving dynamics. I'm going to move that, the transmission, and shift it to the manual mode. I can more in the comfort mode. Well, put it in the sports mode. Put it in the manual mode. We have the sports suspension, active exhaust. Put it in the manual mode. Now I'm in gear 7. I'm going to reduce it to 5, let's say. Hit it. Wow, flies. So in addition to just being a good daily driver, I can really have some fun with those shifters there as well. All the adjustments are right there on this little dial. It goes from the exhaust to suspension to timer. Even if you want to set the timer up, it's going to set you up there as well. AMG dynamics, you can adjust that. And then on the other side, of course, you have the drive modes. A lot of fun with this vehicle. It's a great looking one. It's a performance driven vehicle. Now, on one of the videos that I've done, I think it was the first video on the CLE450, someone asked me, hey, is it an upgraded C-Class or downgraded E-Class? And I don't think it's a downgrade to an E-Class. It might have the feel of a C-Class, a little bit more than an E-Class. However, you know, E-Class was, of course, you know, let's back it up a little bit. The E sedan, like the sporty ones, the E63, that's a completely different ballgame. I know for a fact that there were not many buyers on the E Coupe. So the E Coupe wasn't getting, you know, a whole lot of attention. And, you know, Mercedes kind of decided to combine the two classes. And I think they've gotten the best of both. It's slightly bigger than the C-Class, which, you know, something that they took from E-Class as well. Of course, now we have the powerful engine. Now, these engines are not available in the C-Class. As you remember, both the C43 and the C63 are both 4 cylinders right now. So now we have the 6-cylinder and the 450 and the 6-cylinder on the 53. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to see an 8-cylinder on the 63 if there's one that's going to come out. So I'm excited to see that. So, I mean, we get the performance from the E-Class. We get a bit of a size from the E-Class. Now, the chassis is a little bit different. On this, it's a stiffer chassis. It's also a better looking car. I mean, as far as the lights, as far as the front end, especially with this AMG styling with the night package that we have on this vehicle, it definitely makes a huge difference. Well, guys, let me know what you think about it. I think this would be my favorite CLE, although I haven't done a convertible yet, the cabriolet. And in here in Florida, convertible season doesn't start until usually October, November. That's where we actually have a little bit of breeze and without having 95 degrees and 150% humidity. But this is definitely a great vehicle, a great addition to the Mercedes lineup. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you learned 1 or 2 things from it. And if you did, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.